Hey guys, how you doing today? Warehouse Goblin here, and today I'm coming to you with something special that I love to make on holidays and special occasions like that. And for Memorial Day today, I have decided to make crawfish and shrimp boil. And if this is something that you guys have never tried, you say, crawfish, what is that? Well, let me show you. Right here is the little guy that we're going to be cooking today. And I'm telling you what, they're a real treat. So, stay tuned, and I'm going to be working on this, and hope you enjoy it. Okay, so the very first thing that you want to do when you get to starting your boil is you want to get you at least, I use a 16-quart stock pot, which is plenty enough for at least a family of 4. And really you don't need to fill it up all the way with water, but you need to put it up enough, because the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start to get your potatoes, because you use potatoes and you put in mushrooms. We're going to be using corn on the cob, onion. We're going to be using shrimp and crawfish and smoked sausage. And corn on the, I think I said corn on the cob, but yeah, all those different types of ingredients. And one of the longest things it takes to cook normally is your potatoes. And so that's your potatoes, yeah, that's the very first thing you want to get started. So just as long as you have enough water in there to get your potatoes to go. And as you start to go, you can add more water if you need it to cook your other things. And that keeps you from overflowing your pot. So I'm going to get this filled with water, get it started to heat up, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I've got my water in my stock pot, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start working on putting in a little bit of seasoning in the water. So that way, as we're starting to throw stuff in there, like your potatoes and your mushrooms and your corn on the cob, those different things right there, what they'll do is they soak up all of the flavor that's in that water, and it makes it so good when you're eating. So what I use is it's made by Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. And this is one of my very favorites. I know there's several different types that are out there, but this is one of my personal favorites. And it's something that is normally found in most grocery stores. So, and I just start with several tablespoons, and I can just kind of go just by looking. And it's probably actually a few tablespoons, really. Now, another good thing is the crawfish that I get, they're already purged and cleaned out, and they already have seasonings on them, so that will also get with it in the cook as well. And I go ahead, and as this is getting ready to go, I go ahead and put my potatoes in. Now, the type of potatoes that I get, and I find it to be the most easy, because one of the great things is about crawfish boils or shrimp boils is what we do here is you don't have to use any knives or forks or spoons or any type of utensils to be able to eat a crawfish boil. It's all by hand, guys, and that's all part of the fun. Now, depending on what type of table you have, now I used to have a glass table, and you may be able to do this, but some people, what they will do is, especially if they have a glass table, I wouldn't recommend it if it's a wood table, but they'll take newspaper, and they'll lay newspaper out over their or parchment, either one, and they'll lay it out over the table. And when they're done cooking it, they strain all the water out of the ingredient, all the ingredients, and they take it and they pour it out over top of the table, and you just eat it by hand. So it's really, really awesome. So, but the type of potatoes I get, these are small little baby red potatoes. They're kind of like basically they're stewing potatoes. And these little golden potatoes, and they do really good in this type of a cook. So I just go ahead and pour the entire bit of potatoes in the water now that I've seasoned it. And it's going to be a pretty spicy dinner, so it's a lot of fun though. And get you some of that and have you some pop or beer or whatever you guys like to drink. and this is really good. Now another thing that I do while I am waiting for my other ingredients to boil and to cook is I go ahead and I get my crawfish and my shrimp and I put it all in a single bowl, and I put just cold water in on them to kind of let them start to thaw a little bit, because they've been in the freezer, and this lets them come up to just a good temperature. So when you're throwing them in your water, that doesn't drop the temperature of the water too terribly fast, because these guys right here, they only take roughly 2 to 3 minutes to cook once you get them in the hot water. Okay, now the very next thing that I go to throw in, now that I've got my water boiling, you can see the steam all coming up. I've got my potatoes in, they've been in for just a few minutes, and now that I've got that corn, the next thing I'm going to throw in, and you can just put them in frozen, is my corn on the cob. Now, for this particular cook, I am just putting in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm putting in 7 things of corn on the cob. That way we can all have some corn on the cob here. Throw that in your water, right there, and then you let that cook right there. The next thing here, the potatoes and the corn on the cob have been boiling for just a few minutes now, for probably for about 10 minutes. And if you look right here, how I normally test it is once you can just kind of run a fork straight through it, you know your potatoes are right at being done. And so they're ready to go. And so the very next thing that we're going to throw in there is our mushrooms. We're going to go ahead and put it in the onions, and we're going to go ahead and put it in the smoked sausage. So let me grab that real quick. Now I've got just regular. These are Vidalia sweet onions, and I'll take those. You can either do 1 or 2, and I've done 1, and a large onion, and these have all already been rinsed and cleaned. And then I put in just regular these white mushrooms, and I put them in whole. Don't chop them up, just put them in whole. You can halve them if you want, but I like to put them in that way. And just throw those in there. And then on top of that, which the great thing is your smoked sausage normally comes, it's already cooked. But I just slice it up into bite-sized chunks. Right there, throw that all in there. And then I'll let that cook for probably another at least another 10 minutes, and let the water come back up to a boil. And the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to throw in our shrimp and our crawfish. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back. So guys, I've got everything inside the pot right now except for the shrimp and the crawfish, and this is what it's looking like right now. Got the smoked sausage in there, got the corn on the cob, onions and mushrooms, and the potatoes. I'm telling you what, guys, this is the way to go, guys. Such an easy meal to make, and such a satisfying meal too. And I tell you what, you make this once, you sure be doing it again. I guarantee you that. Okay, guys, so the very next thing, I've had my mushrooms and everything in there boiling for several minutes now, and everything is just about completely done. And so the last thing that we're going to put in here is our shrimp and our crawfish, and we're going to put them in at the exact same time. Here's a bowl right here. I've got a glass bowl. I've had them in some water, and they're thawed out pretty good. And I drained them, and so now the only thing there is to do is to put them in, and let's get them cooking. And now they only take probably 3 minutes at the most. That is what I would say is at least long enough to allow the water to come right back up to boil. And once it's boiling, you want to get them off. Okay, so here you go. Pour it right in there. Get them all stirred in. Get them all mixed in real good. Now you're going to start to hear it sear a little bit. Kind of that water cooling down, you know. It's real good and hot. This is going to be some good eating right here. Okay guys, so the time has elapsed, and so here we are right now, and the boil is completed. And so the only thing we've got to do now is to strain out this water and to do a couple other things. So here, I'm going to show you what we got to do here. And give me just a second, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, so the very next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to empty this out and get it strained here. So I just start kind of slowly pouring the water in there. Use a strainer, which is the easiest thing to do. I guess I'm just pouring it down the sink, and it should be okay. Get all that water out of there. And just in case some of the stuff starts falling out, that strainer will catch it for you. Okay, now we've got all of it emptied out there. Let's put all of it back in let's put it back in this pot here. And very next thing we gotta do, come right over here. What we're gonna do is just take all your ingredients that you just got done cooking. Pour her out. Look at that, guys. Doesn't that look fantastic? Corn on the cob, crawfish, shrimp, smoked sausage, mushrooms. And then the very next thing I like to do to top it off, I take some of that Creole seasoning right here, and I just sprinkle it over top. Just kind of give it a light sprinkle. And then also what I do is I get just a stick of just a regular stick of butter, salted, which is the better way to go. Okay, and I just go over here and just lay some butter right over top of it, let it melt down in here, and it will melt because this stuff is hot when it comes out. So you got to give it a chance. I'd say you probably want to at least give it. Give it at least about almost 10 minutes to cool down a little bit so you can actually really handle it. But see how that butter is starting to melt over top of all of this? And I'm telling you what, guys, this is a real treat. A real treat, guys. Crawfish and shrimp boil. Got some spice to it. Good butter, good flavors, just fantastic. Now that water all these things boiled in that water. These potatoes and the corn on the cob and all of these things, the mushrooms, it just soaked up all of the flavor from that water and that seasoning. And so this is a really good thing to do. Probably doesn't take more than 30 to 40 minutes for a small boil of this size. There's a lot of people that do things that's way larger than this, but thanks guys, I appreciate you for spending some time with me today, and I will be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have in relation to this cook right here, and hope to be doing more videos like this in the future. But until then, also check us out on 3 Kids That Play Gaming, which is our YouTube channel that me and my girls do together. And also, we also do a lot of gaming on twitch.tv under Warehouse Goblin. Look us up on there. I will be actually on there tonight at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time playing Red Dead Redemption 2 for Memorial Day. And until then, wish you guys all the very best. And until next time, signing out.